All right, here we are, and James is hiding, and Brett is just in the background, but we are finally getting to the ridge swap. We have the ridge, and 20 minutes ago, we were able to fire it up. But we are much farther along. James got straight to work, and so did Brett. Brett was the smart one and decided to label stuff, which is uncalled for and not how we normally do things around here.
Dad?
Thanks, boy. Daddy.
But we're just gonna take this, pick it up, set it on the table, take that, pick it up, set it on the table, put the KRX transmission on the Ridge motor, because we can't run the Ridge transmission, well, we shouldn't because of that, because who wants turf mode in a KRX? Got to get this one ripped all the way down, and then after that, it's just gonna be like a quick 20-30 minutes, and it'll be back and running. James is obviously the Kawasaki expert, way more of an expert than I even am. And Brett, he swapped a Pro XP into a KRX, which is the bastard way to do it, but it works. There's some specific bracketry here, obviously with how the engine mounts. I'll put a photo of how the H2 engine mounts here. So we're gonna have to make a couple little brackets here with how far the 4-cylinder sits over. It's kind of hard to tell, but the 4-cylinder sits way farther over than the 2-cylinder does. But we're gonna take a whole bunch of this crap out, put that in, and then we should be partying. So we'll try to document how it goes in. Obviously, we're not gonna document this coming out because everyone's seen a KRX engine come out a bunch of times. So gonna really start recording when we get to installing that. There is going to be quite a bit of electrical work that needs to be done. Not really modifying the harness because we are using the complete Ridge harness. So we just essentially got to rip this harness out, install that harness. But one nice thing is like all my accessories are on its own circuit because I'm using this switch panel. So we're not going to have to mess with any of my accessories. There is going to be some differences in mounting of, say, this speedometer. I want to move over here. Not this one specifically, but the Ridge one over here. Some stuff like that. What's going to be annoying is like the airbox inducting, because obviously none of this is the same. Like the throttle.
Amazing.
Yes, honestly, a lot of it is going to be the same, but like, because originally the airbox was here for the KRX, the airbox is up here, and not airbox.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Intake manifold was over here, and now it's over here, and your throttle bodies are here instead of over there. That's going to be a little bit annoying, but James sent me a link to a Donaldson airbox setup with a, what's inside of it? Particle separator built into the box for $160, which is an absolute bargain compared to like the S&B. Yeah, super secret squirrel part numbers. But that'll be nice because we can kind of mount it wherever we want and then just duct into it. But yeah, first going to get it installed, fire up and driving. There's going to be some drive shaft changes. How much do you think we're going to have to shorten it?
A couple inches. Sent you all the yokes and the rear stub that I did for the underneath here, so we're already pretty well ahead.
That's why James is here, because I told him I was doing this, and he's like, oh yeah, you need this, this, and this, and then he just shipped it to me.
So KRXs and the Ridges have the stub shaft like this. The Ridge and the H2 have this goofy ass motor mount carrier assembly now, instead of just the 2-bolt carrier like you have on your normal KRX. So we had to redo all this, make new shaft, and modify this whole housing to get a stub shaft to fit under there. Transmissions are the same as far as the output of it, so we just had to adapt that and go forward.
Oh yeah, because that's the same coupler.
Yes, yeah, same back there. So it's not terribly bad. We just gotta get the right parts, and you've got the right parts, because I gave you the right parts.
Remind me to remove that dust seal or the seal cap. I hate them things.
Yeah, they're pretty terrible.
All they do is fill up full of dirt and then ruin a seal.
Yep.
I don't understand them. And if you're ever installing a drive shaft in a KRX, don't try to put them back on.
No, we don't. All of the shafting that we do and the couplers for all of our stuff, we take those dust seals out. They trap more garbage than they do any good. They're not worth it.
Brett, any thoughts?
No, I think you guys pretty much said it all.
How's that Fresca?
It's pretty good.
Sponsorship opportunity.
Dude, I know. One day Fresca will sponsor me. I'm going to feel like the guy that had Fig Newton on his windshield, Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby, never been a sponsor he wouldn't push, has a huge Fig Newton sticker on his windshield.
This is what Brett did. He
Yeah.
got this under control.
Brett's a gangster. It's all labeled. And then, like, there's going to be things like the throttle pedal. I guess we haven't even looked into the part numbers if we can just plug it in, but at least the bolt pattern is the same. So that's what makes this thing going to be the swap a lot easier than Brett's Pro XP swap. He was taking two different brands and putting them together. We're taking two of the same brands and putting them together. And so there's a lot of good similarities, like the front diff, the transmission styling's the same. Like, he had to get custom axles. How much did you spend in custom axles?
It was almost $3,000 just in custom axles from Turner.
We're doing this like the right way if you were ever to swap something. Not that Brett did it the wrong way.
Economical way.
Yes, actually, we're going to be money ahead by the time we swap this into the KRX and then sell all that KRX stuff, because this has got a 3-year warranty on it. Ooh, I wonder if I can check this in for warranty.
Do it.
So, yeah, we're just going to start tearing stuff down, pulling it out, and then when we get ready to install it, we're going to go from there, because obviously this is just pull out and remove. That's just pull out and remove. So no reason to document it. So,
Simple.
yeah.
What are we going to do tomorrow afternoon?
So it'll bolt right in. So we'll see you at the next part. So I had to leave to get parts, and this is what I come back to. Is they already got the Ridge motor bolted to the KRX transmission, which, James, it's the same mount, right?
What's that?
Motor mount? Or did you use the Ridge motor mount or the KRX motor? Well, I guess the KRX motor mount's over there.
What are we talking about here?
The aluminum bracket.
Oh, this is a good
Oh, yeah,
one.
same.
It's the same?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we got room in the front there. How are we looking on the intake?
We are gonna, it's close. We're gonna be touching. The turn sideways, it might.
Hold on. Go back up.
Hold up.
Just go up a little bit. We're literally hitting on this
If I
Phillips
get this
head.
out, this might give us enough flip.
Okay.
But there's also just a tiny little Phillips bolt if we remove that real quick.
Goobers.
So James, explain why we're using this output.
I'll show you in just a second.
Also, that whole bottle of anti-seize will last me my entire life.
We already talked about that.
So, is that the H2 mount or the Ridge mount?
The mount is the same.
The
shaft
mount's
is
the same.
All right, so check this.
Where'd the original go? We have stuff laying everywhere.
I can show you an example of what I got here. Grease is the same.
So this is the OEM Ridge one, but you're saying that the aluminum bracket's the same.
Correct. Don't tell them that.
It's different.
Exactly. What's different about it is this is a slip yoke on this for the drive shaft. You got a couple extra little in here, and this is the spring-loaded back here. And we're getting rid of the spring-loaded crap, going to my drive shaft, which has the slip and then a through bolt. So we're gonna do our
Money.
slip over here instead of on this shaft like this. So this is longer, stronger, better on the back here.
Better.
And then with my modifications to the mount from the larger bearing, and then our shaft
Yeah.
It's a whole ass
Well, you
assembly.
can just
Yeah.
you versus the guy she tells you not to worry about.
Oh, and then this little feller. On the front is my large spline front stub, which is the same diameter of these. You know how they all neck down and do the little splines? But this is the big spline, which takes my big yoke, goes in here, so we just got to make drive shaft.
Oh, so I
here.
still got to pull front diff out.
Yes.
A
And,
good thing I'm good at it.
and the way this drive shaft is going to work now, instead of the slip and all that extra, we're just doing straight yoke to yoke, and we're going to measure accordingly.
And then cut.
And then it's just going to fit right on here without any slip.
So either you're going to make me a drive shaft or we'll cut mine and make it work.
Yeah, we'll measure it, see if we can modify that one. If not, we'll just measure it. I'll make you one.
Yep. The Ridge motor is technically in, but this is more of just fitment. So it's going to have to come out. It's at least going to have to come out one more time, if not two. But that is the KRX transmission. And then one thing that's going to be an issue is this bar right here. We're going to have to figure out how we'll mount it off of this.
Come up on the engine.
But Brett and James are getting after it. You look like you know what you're doing.
Yeah, a little bit. Everyone knows what they're doing here is Ron.
And he's watching a movie. What do you mean you don't want that randomly arcing out?
You probably don't.
I got parts.
Of course.
There we go. All right.
Don't let that touch any ground. Just dangle it, dude.
Right.
Get a bungee cord.
Yeah.
2 grounds. What are we gonna do with these?
Right there, right behind you, got that Phillips head. Just ground it to that for now.
Yeah. Okay. We got a real bolt.
You want a real bolt?
Yeah, 6 mil.
Actually, you'll probably go in there.
Yeah, it would, huh? The terminals.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Come on, Gage. What do we pay you for?
Like that.
Pay you in
the ground's
pizza.
extra tilt so I can tap the frame and not worry about it. It's all about strategy.
Uncalled for.
Well, that
There you
That'll
go.
change it. Hey, you gotta turn the jump starter on.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Well, yeah. What's your regulator at?
Yeah, we're at 0 PSI right now.
So we installed James's custom fuel system and retrofitted it to this. So we got to make some minor.
It does have a check valve, but let me get what I need.
Oh, it does have a check.
In the pump it should.
Yeah.
There we go. One more time. Oh yeah. Go ahead. Cycle. Alright, we're 40. We're 40 in fuel pressure. We got plenty of that. Yeah, you can try. You got a fuel leak.
That's.
Oh yeah, I don't care.
Well, and since it fired on the stand, I mean, this makes this kind of swap so much easier.
It does. And that's what I was worried about with what I did and why I didn't go balls to the wall right off the bat
Well, you
and
were-
change everything.
Well, you literally built your own fuel management system.
That's what I mean.
KRX.
I did everything from scratch.
You're the first one to ever do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you the KRX's management system.
Garbage.
Not that great.
Give me a cycle. Let me get some pressure. Spinning. It's kind of
Cycle?
yeah. Oh, better. Now we're good. Turn it on. You can fire it. Go ahead. There. Yeah, you're fine. You keep it running.
Oh, keep it running.
Yeah, I'm just taking the coil off, see what it sounds like. Number one,
One of them mixed up.
number one ain't running right.
One is the injector or something.
Well, cause you got,
My rating's hard to read.
what was that, 3 or 4?
That's 4. That's right. But it's
You gonna give me some?
well, maybe don't.
What?
You gonna give me some?
It's not firing on all 4 cylinders. James instantly determined it was cylinder number 4 by quickly unplugging him because he's a big brain.
Quickly and dashingly
You
and
did?
urgently.
I plugged in that side.
Blame it on your brother.
Well,
Man,
I mean,
this is a right.
But is it fully seated? Remember, we pulled some of them out.
Yeah, they're
no, I
all
meant
doing
fully.
that.
Damn, that sounds.
That sounds way sweeter than its wind.
KRX's straight pipes sound like hot garbage.
Terrible.
This sounds good.
Woo!
There you go.
Round of applause for James and Brett because they did 90% of the work and I got them food.
You didn't get all my food.
Okay, James.
I'm still waiting for them goldfishes. It's only like 9 o'clock, buddy.
I know.
I know your grocery stores don't close still.
All right, James, can you tell us how you mounted this thing? Or what was your thought process behind it? Because the rear was the same.
Yeah, rear's the same. We was gonna go gung ho and cut out the
Oh, yeah,
cross
where's
member and all
that?
that shit.
Where's that
We
steel?
figured out that a couple of extra little brackets we already had and made it fit like easily.
So you stole.
The ridge,
So yeah,
ridge
off,
cover plate, and just for support and to make it nicer, we actually cut some pieces off the frame, but that was totally unnecessary.
because it could have just been single-sided supported, but now we double sheared it.
No, we double sheared it, but I made you a removable plate.
Yeah.
So you can take it off so it's not sandwiched. But when you sandwich them out, you know, when
So
the
when-
sandwich to go in there, it's the pain in the ass to shove it in there. So you can take off that cover plate and it's just free to come out.
Well, and James also put his better drive shaft and the better bearing in it right away. So
Yeah. And then this side, we put a Razor motor mount.
shout out Power Sports Nation.
That's right. We went through their catalog. It was kind of nice. I mean, you typed in motor mount
Yeah.
and, hey, which one do you want?
So
And
that's a-
I chose this one and it worked.
So that's a Razor Turbo, and that would be front mount. Yeah, that
motor mount.
was the front motor mount for a Razor Turbo, and then James just took another plate. And
Yeah,
then-
the other plate that would have went to on that ridge motor mount bracket that didn't work, and I just the one hole lined up, and I slotted another hole, and then this one I had a capture nut on the back. Like, it was stupid easy.
which is well, and we were talking back and forth about using the OEM ridge mount, but because the ridge is such a square frame and then this has this brace down below, we were trying to use that mount, but it would have sat up too high, so this was the solution. And honestly, between those two brackets, I mean, that's nothing. In comparison to what Brett had to do with his Pro XP swap, I mean, this isn't bad.
No, that's
Which yours wasn't even bad either because,
No, it was
that's a
easy
ridge
to do.
swap motor kit
yeah,
with like 4 brackets. That's gonna be easy.
yeah. You put that on Brute Performance website,
Absolutely.
but yeah. So Brett, that's not all James did. James did a ton, and I'm not taking any credit for what I
I'm
did.
mechanical. Brett was electrical.
So Brett, can you please explain what you had to do electronically and why you routed it the way you did?
It was not a whole lot that had to go. It's just trying to figure out how to lay the harness that was out of the ridge.
Which
And
is
just-
way longer, right?
weirdly enough, I would have thought it'd been shorter, but it's way longer. It must because it zigzags through
Well,
the
they
frame.
go down, over,
Yeah.
up, and then over again. You visually look at a straight shot from the motor to the dash, you think it's like 5 feet. Well, when you go down 3 feet, over 6 feet, up another 3 feet, and then go across like 3 feet, the ends up being like 12 foot long.
Yeah.
Crazy long. So just routing is just the hardest part on it. Just trying to find a path that
Well,
routes it nicely.
Luckily, this is much better design than the KRX. The KRX had the crossbar,
Oh, God.
and it all had to route up
It goes
through
up
here.
through.
And so this literally just lays on top of the motor and then just down and around.
Well, we're a race car now too,
Yeah, I was gonna
so we
say,
don't
you gotta
have. I
run
mean,
tail lights and
you
stuff
could
off
put
the
a bed
house.
back in it though. Like my machine, I can't put a bed back in it because my intake's high
Yeah.
Well,
and the turbo's there. But
and-
still,
and we
you
kept
could put a bed back in this thing if you wanted to.
Oh yeah.
and we kept the rear camera because this was a limited, so we can put a rear camera on the back of this or a front one. I mean, it's kind of nice that it's still all there and we didn't like molest it because that's pretty easy to do with wiring.
A lot of zip ties and a lot of coil wires in the cockpit. But
So
that
yeah,
is
Brett,
your
come
problem.
explain what you did
Oh,
up
God.
here.
I think that should just be hidden behind the dash.
It will.
Yeah. It's just everything's just laid down rough right now.
To
It's just-
make it run, that's
yeah.
all we had to do.
Yeah, right now it's just to start it up, make sure it runs, and get it tied into what's
But-
left here.
But you're thinking because the KRX is over in the right for all the fuse panel and CDI, you're just gonna essentially make your own your own spot right here.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a header either, because the header's pointing out the rear.
Yeah, which makes it a lot nicer. It gives you a lot more room. The fact that the header it goes out the back and the intake's in the front, and then just around like on the ridge, the harness is all on the passenger side versus the driver's side in the KRX. So we'll just have to mount everything on your firewall, and try to hide everything in through here, through the dash. Try to make it look clean.
It's a race car.
Yeah.
But we also, one huge thing that was really cool is we have James's fuel pump in here. So we were able to retrofit with just one NA AM fitting, technically, or two.
One extra fitting, yeah.
One extra fitting. He now has a fuel system for the Ridge, in theory. If someone ever wanted to put a fuel system in a Ridge, I have no idea why they would, but, well, you probably will someday.
You don't want to spend $900 on a replacement pump assembly. You can put mine in there and do whatever you want with it.
Exactly. So essentially, we proved this, not proved it. I mean, obviously, James would have figured this out on his own, but we did it really quickly, which is really handy. I'm glad we had that here.
My system will work on KRX, Ridge, H2, Tyrex 800 if you really wanted to. You put that thing on a brute force. Technically speaking, you could. I don't know why you would want to put it on a brute force, but you could. I mean, all Kawasaki is pretty well similar.
Well, and like, so we started this last night. I think we got 3 or 4 hours into it. Was only about all, and then there's about 12 hours in this today. Obviously, there's 2 real people working, and then there's me. And
We were
so
promised a clean machine with a stripped engine.
I know.
And we got a dirty machine with a full engine bay. We had to tear it all out yesterday. And then today we actually started on the fun stuff.
and no goldfish.
No goldfish.
And so
Nothing but disappointment.
Quit. That's it.
yeah. So overall, big success. We still got tomorrow, so it's going to be a lot of the buttoning up stuff, and then possibly a drive shaft if James is feeling up to it. If not, I'll just give him a measurement.
That's if somebody takes the front diff out.
I'm going to do that real quick.
You should stay up tonight, take the front diff out, so when we get in the morning, we can just slide that sucker in and go straight to your shop.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. I'll do it tonight while you guys sit over there and relax finally.
That's right.
So, yeah, overall, huge success. More to come. We'll see you. Thank you, Gage. Oh, if you can't, you can use a 10 on a 3/8, you can use 3/8.
The fuel pump, fuel tab, see what the pressure's at.
Yeah, see what it does.
Well, that's probably, you set them before you drop. Well, you probably don't know because you can't. You just, you need to move it along. Sit in the coupe chair and enjoy it.
Right?
Place. It's tight. Everything's just a little tighter than how we a little tighter than it used to be, but you still got some. Well, I mean, you feel bad, like you feel it.
So a lot has happened, and we didn't record much of it. But we got a seat back in it. The speedometer is mounted permanently. And yeah. There's a little cleanup to do, but not much. It's almost race ready.
Got it going on.
Does. He's the man. Yeah, put your steering down so you're not driving it like that. So it's been about 2 weeks since we finished up the Ridge swap, and got some things I need to get finished. It's 90% of the way done. It's just the final 10% that needs to be finished. So I'm just going to go over what those final steps are. So through our initial test drives and runs, we understood that the clutching is way off. So I just installed a clutch kit. This is a 24 Ridge primary. It does not have a center bearing. So I'm probably going to be going to a 25 Ridge primary, Ridge Crew, because we have to constantly adjust belt deflection on the secondary. And I don't want to do that. So I'm probably going to go to a 25 Ridge primary. But until then, we have installed some JBS weights in this clutch to try to get the RPM proper to figure out tuning. That leads us to tuning. We added an additional O2 sensor. So, got the O2 sensor, got the clutching, got lots to work with there. One of the big tasks is going to be my dash. I've thought about relaying it all out, but that's a lot of work. So I might just rock with it the way it is and figure out how to mount the speedometer either back on the column or on the dash here. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll move this panel down here, put the speedometer up here, because I got a new dyno jet mount coming from Tate over at T-Rex because he's the man. So yeah, got a lot to finish up here. We got the regulators mounted back here and the CDI, and they're just zip tied in, and that's probably how they're gonna stay. They could be hard mounted more, but in reality, this is gonna work. For now, some wiring stuff to clean up back here. One major thing that we didn't quite think about is the Ridge comes with a variable speed fan up underneath here. So, since I'm running a Hess Motorsports rear mounted radiator, it has its own relay. and set up to where it can run independently from the OEM. So at some point, I may go to figure out how to wire it in so it's properly working in conjunction with the motor, so I don't just have to turn the fan on, because there is something to be said about proper engine temp for proper performance. So overall, I call this a huge success. We got an exhaust, roughly. It's a very small exhaust, very custom. But this is what we'll be running for a little bit. Would ideally, at some point, like to make a muffler that comes here and turns sideways, because I got lots of room to party with back here. I probably could have put the factory muffler back on it, but quiet is lame. Next up, once we get into tuning with PPEI, so these coil packs here, they are different on the Ridge versus the H2 is by part number. Physically, they look the same, and they actually use two different spark plugs. So I ordered some used Motorcycle H2 coil packs, which will have to change the dwell values to run the coil packs, but we'll be able to run a better spark plug, and better spark means better consistent power. I'm also going to be switching to the H2 clutch cover, because the Ridge, the intake comes in the front, the H2 it comes up through the top, which there's not a lot of room here. I'm also going to have to adjust my coolant lines, thinking about stealing some hard lines from PSN and making some slight hard lines here going into the engine, just for better mounting. But overall, it's in. It was working until I started to tear it back apart. So there's just going to be lots of these little finish up things. Overall, I am very, very happy with this setup. And I honestly couldn't have done it in the 2.5 days that we did it by myself. And so having James and Brett here was huge. It was amazing. More of a blessing than I could have ever asked for. For both of them to fly into Nebraska to help me get this done is just super cool. And it's great where all this Kawasaki and side-by-side stuff has led me and the friends I've got to make. So overall, I am very, very happy with the swap. A lot more potential with this 4-cylinder. You know, maybe a turbo. Potentially could put an H2 supercharger on it. I don't know. But we're going to get this thing running as hard as we can. NA on spicy fuel, some MS-109, just some good fuel, some good tuning and clutching. I think this thing's going to be a certified ripper. And I do think that this is the motor that they should put in the current KRX, because more cylinders is just more fun. It is a different power. 4-cylinder power is a lot. It's really hard to explain it. I mean, in comparison to a stock KRX, we got a lot more, it's a lot more revvy. It wants to run out. So yeah, we're just gonna really start trying to dial it in. Got to get the airbox mounted properly. We have a Donaldson airbox that we're gonna be mounting. Like that, removing the original tip over sensor. Just some stuff like that that's gonna need to be finished up and tidied up. Give this thing a good wash, you know, get the wiring done. So yeah, the final 10% is probably going to take as long as the first, getting it installed. But overall, super excited. Can't wait to see where we end up with this Ridge swap in the end. Who knows? Maybe it stays NA forever, and it's just amazing. I don't know. Just super happy, super thankful to people that have been able to help me get this done. And if you like this and you stayed till the end of the video, I just want to say thank you. Watching this whole video, you got to be a KRX or a Kawasaki freak, and I appreciate you. So yeah, follow along for more Ridge content. Ridge, KRX, H1, I don't know. I'm calling it the Kawasaki H1, not an H2, but an H1. Thanks.